so you know what you gotta do, like and subscribe and all that. And yes, Vampire Survivors is getting an animated TV show adaptation. And this is a proof of how much people want to adapt stuff, because this game only came out a year or so ago, and it was kind of a huge hit. Like, it was this super indie game that ended up blowing up. I played it a bit, I liked it, but wasn't the hugest fan. This article is coming from GamesHub.com. Vampire Survivors has become the latest video game flagged for an adaptation. Production studio Story Kitchen has reportedly teamed up with the developer and Poncle founder. As first reported by Deadline, Vampire Survivors is currently being developed as an animated TV series, with the project currently researching for a writer and a TV network. I'm sure it'll probably be on Netflix. They've kind of become the spot for animated adaptations like Castlevania and Cyberpunk. It will follow the basic premise of a survival rogue-like game which tasks players in surviving waves of attacks, and will flesh out its unique lore, using the rise of the evil Visconde Draculo and the struggles of the hero Valpice family. So yes, Vampire Survivor became a viral success in late 2022. It came out on Game Pass and I played it for a little bit. It managed to nab a number of major accolades after launch, including a BAFTA award for Best Game and Best Game Design. It was frequently noted as one of the best games of 2022, including in GameHub's own roundup. And also, it's cool that this is being made by Story Kitchen, because this is a company that's relatively new, a studio. They're already working on some other adaptations. It was founded in 2022 by Derek Kolstad, writer and creator of John Wick, Dimitri M. Johnson, producer of Sonic the Hedgehog, and Mike Goldberg, family of APA. This studio is already working on Tomb Raider, Splinter Cell, Streets of Rage, and Sifu. So this Story Kitchen is definitely going to become the studio for video game adaptations. It feels like maybe that's all they're going to do, which is great. Yeah, so here, I mean, they're showing that like almost as soon as a game comes out and it's a smash and it's a hit, they're going to people are going to start adapting it. When our head of creative, Dan Jevons, flagged Vampire Survivors for us last year upon its initial release, we were prepared to dismiss it. It's just another vampire game. Right, so they were already looking at it. Someone was looking at it. Head of creative. So this guy here, Dan Jevons, is going to be like the guy that finds things that they want to adapt. So Dimitri M. Johnson is saying this. He told Deadline hundreds of hours played later, we were all hooked. We just could not get enough. Needless to say, we're truly honored to partner with this incredible team and to continue the Vampire Survivor story. Yes, I didn't play the game enough to know what the story is, because to me, it didn't seem like there was much of a story. You just run around a map and attack bad guys. That's pretty funny. Despite being responsible for countless hours of lost productivity at Story Kitchen, we are both thrilled and honored to partner with Poncle to bring the bombastic gothic world of Vampire Survivors to life in linear media. Poncle founder Luca Galante called the project a dream come true. I think the guy that started the game did it all by himself. I'm not 100% sure, but I know the team was super tiny. It might just be him and one other guy, or I think it might have just been him. But it's crazy to see here that the most important thing in Vampire Survivors is the story. So it's a dream come true to see what I started as a little indie game and made on my weekends come to life as an animated show. It's also great to be partnering up with such experienced and talented people to make the show. I do wonder if they realize there isn't a single vampire in Vampire Survivors. Yes, that is weird. It is a game that has no vampires, and yet it's called Vampire Survivors. So actually over here on LinkedIn, this is Luca Galante right here, and he is the owner of Poncle. I feel like he's the only person who works there. It's only been around since January 2022. So he basically made the game last year, and here we are about mid 2023 and it's already being adapted. So this is showing you how quickly things are being picked up and adapted into like shows or film. And I feel like this is what it's going to be like. People are going to be like, it's almost like a book that gets adapted before it doesn't even gets released, and seeing if they can adapt it. So it'd be very interesting to see how they can adapt. I mean, as you can see, the game right here is essentially just you running around a map with an auto attack happening, and you have certain type of attacks that you can use, and you're basically just swarmed by enemies, and you're constantly upgrading yourself and essentially just trying to last as long as possible, as you can see. So how this could be actually turned into a show would be very interesting to see. This is the console launch trailer from November 2022. So this game came out late last year and it's already going to be adapted. I mean, that's really great. I love that games are going to be adapted and picked up that quickly. But yes, only time will tell to see what they will actually do to adapt this into an animated show. It'll probably just be like a Castlevania-ish type thing, even though apparently there's no vampires in this game, so who knows? Well, that was it for some today's news. That's the most recent adaptation. That's a brand new one that is going to be turned into a show. They don't know where they're going to have it yet or who's even going to write it. But I feel like I should put myself out there as a video game show writer. But we'll see. Time will tell. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of a game like this being adapted into a show and how that would even work. Because I haven't really played it enough to form that much of an opinion. So if you have, let me know. Don't forget to keep gaming.